You can make it fart.
You can make it fart, which is awesome because you put the live camera on and you ambush people and you make the car fart, and that's fun to watch while you're sitting at the bar.
Yes, we do that.
What's going on, y'all? Josh and Chastity here, and we're getting ready to talk to you guys and let you guys know what we think about our new Tesla Model Y Juniper after 1,500 miles. Mm-hmm. We've done a road trip, which you can see up above. We've drove it around town. We've done all kinds of things with this car. We've exercised every single function as far as we know, and we want to give you an unbiased and raw review. And here we go. So for me, when you walked up to this car, so Chastity was not a fan of the original Model Ys, but this Model Y, the styling to me is sharp.
It is nice. And even to begin with, I kind of thought, I don't know, maybe a little hatchbacky looking, but it does grow on you. It's really, really nice now. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I don't know why it grows on you so much, but I don't know.
It's real slick, and it's even sporty looking to me. I like the headlight design, the tail light design. There's not a lot of emblems or anything sticking out, not a lot of bumps. I'm a big, I like a just straightforward, sleek design, and this car is definitely that.
Yeah, the front for sure. The front is super nice.
Yeah. And even though we don't have the performance or the 20-inch rims, we still have 19 inches, and those things are sharp. Mm-hmm. And they come with Pirelli Scorpions, which are some doggone nice tires. Yeah. So, the other thing, is the performance. And so when we got this car and we started doing videos, one of the things that one of our viewers said was, I don't really know if I'm into EVs because I like the horsepower. Just because it's electric doesn't mean it has horsepower. I think they meant they want to hear the sound of the engine, which is fine. But this car has 384 horsepower and is 0 to 60 in 4.6, which is the equivalent of a Mustang GT 5.0.
Yeah. I would put it against any car on the road. Seriously, I feel like we have more get up and go than anybody.
It's so immediate. I mean, it just jumps on you. And
now, you can't hear it.
No, just a little bit.
Like a golf cart.
Which is really cool.
Roller coaster.
Yeah, like when you take off on a roller coaster is kind of what it's like. There's a video out there right now of a guy that puts his hands and feet together, and then they take off, and he floats up in the seat from the car.
Yeah, I saw that. There's a kid.
Don't do that. So that kid was actually in a Porsche, but there's a grown man that does it in a Tesla Model Y Performance, and he hits his head on the front glass and breaks it because he's so heavy he just flies forward.
Well, that was dumb.
Yeah, that was dumb. Don't do that. Handling just trust us. The handling on this car is fantastic. It really sucks down and hugs the road very well, which I was kind of surprised of because it's a heavy car. But very reactive steering. I haven't seen any issues with oversteer or top heaviness or anything like that.
No, and it's actually really fun to drive. Like when you drive a go-kart somewhere and it's just fun. Yeah. It's really fun to drive.
It is. It's been a fantastic car, but we'll talk more about it. So I keep just wanting to just gush over the car, but I tell you, it's just it's been an amazing vehicle so far. So then you get inside, and we're still kind of talking about appearance and just first things you see, and the interior of the car, very roomy. The back seats have plenty of toe and knee room. Our son is 6'1", and he gets in and out just fine out of the back. Leather wrapped seats. The interior, it's not flashy. So if you're looking for flashy, I mean, kind of is, but it's just the look of it is very sleek, and just it's made to do what it's made to do, but it looks good. It's very clean and it looks good. The flashiness, though, it does have the LEDs.
Yeah. I think it's flashy.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get flashy. They have the white leather. We didn't want that.
Yeah.
Because we have dogs and grandkids and...
Yeah.
No.
And it takes a little while to get used to not having any gauges in front of you. You just have a steering wheel, and the yoke of the steering wheel, they call them yokes. They're smaller. It's more around this size than holding a steering wheel out here.
That's kind of like the go-kart part.
The back hatch is huge. storage all over. The seats easily fold down by the touch of a button. It just feels like when you're inside this car that everything was thought of, to include the lighting. The lighting is just touch of a button. The mirrors inside the visors, they flop down, LED lighting. They're kind of contoured to the ceiling, and the way they're made, it's perfect with the window.
Yeah.
And the large windows. The front window, it's one of the largest front windshields you'll ever see. And it just takes you right down to the road and gives you plenty of situational awareness. The next thing that you're going to immediately notice is the user interface, because that's the next thing that you're going to mess with. So the large screen, obviously, that's called a user interface. I think Tesla uses that same language as a user interface. It does take some getting used to.
It does.
Yeah, because there's two ways to shift.
We find something, well, three now.
Three.
We find something new almost every time we get in there.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much.
So you always, just like in your regular internal combustion engine car, you need to push the brake to shift. You can push the brake and you can shift over the top. There's all your different selections for park, reverse, and drive. Then you can also select that on the user interface on the screen.
Swipe up, swipe down.
Swipe up and swipe down. It will also automatically go into park for you as soon as you unbuckle your seatbelt from the driver's side and open the door. That sounds a little wild, right? Because you would want to be in park in an ICE car. But in these cars, when you stop and you have no movement, the brakes that are used on this car from the electric engines keep it in place and it doesn't go. So you unhook, you open the door, goes into park, and you're out.
Yeah, it's not like your normal car where you put it in drive and it starts rolling.
Mm-hmm.
You have to press the gas to go.
And a recent update is the auto steer feature on board the car, which I haven't experienced it yet, but Chastity has, and she can explain a little bit of that to you, how that works.
Yeah, so if you're at the grocery store and you put it, you just have to press your brake. When it sees you can only go backwards because there's a car in front of you, you press your brake, it puts it in reverse automatically, backs up, and all you have to do is press the brake and turn your wheel the opposite direction, and it puts it in drive automatically. You don't have to touch anything.
Very cool feature.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool
I
feature.
love it.
Yeah, I mean, and you don't think about those simple things like that really help you with regard to situational awareness. So you're taking your head out of the cockpit and making sure that everything's clear, which with all the cameras on board this car and all the sensors, you really don't have to be concerned with it anyway, but you still want to be able to see. And it is still a rolling computer and it can make mistakes, so you need that human interface. We haven't seen too many mistakes that it's made, which rolls us into full self-driving supervised. This is a game changer. We did our first road trip of 430 miles to Edisto, South Carolina, and no driver fatigue. We went over interstates, we merged into interstates, back roads, you name it, and it worked flawlessly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just, every time we encounter something new, we're like, well, how is she going to handle this? She, because her name's Rosie. We call our car Rosie. But, even like, cars stalled in the middle of the road, road work.
Yeah.
Something that would not be, so, like with Blue Choose or Blue Choice, the Ford version, it's based off the map, more or less. It does have sensors and it can make some determinations, but this car is truly deterministic. And one of the things that was really cool that I noticed the other day in self-driving as I was coming home from work is one day when I came home from work, there was a large backup at one of the intersections. And so it learned from that. And the next day I pulled up and that large backup was there, and it took a different route to route away from the traffic and decreased the travel time by 2 minutes, that was awesome. There was another time leaving the parking lot. There's two ways leaving the parking lot from the grocery store that we can get home. And one is direct. You go straight to a red light and you turn left, you go out. The other, you would go through the parking lot, go down, make a U-turn.
Long way.
It's the long way, but Rosie determined that was the fastest way on this day. And the funny thing was, is Chas went the conventional route, Rosie took the U-turn route, and I beat her home by a good 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So, if you have it in hurry mode, it's going to figure out the fastest way to get there every time.
Hurry mode is hurry.
Oh yeah, yeah. She gets up and goes, and it's so cool, and never does anything unsafe. But the calculations are so on point in the algorithm with the software that it determines what's ahead, what's behind, and how to make the best passing decision possible. Another thing that I noticed the other day, I was coming home, I was on a back road, and for some reason the car started slowing down and edging toward the runoff on the right side of the road. And I'm like, what is she doing? And then sure enough, around the corner where I can't see but the sensors could, there was a car that was halfway into my lane. So she was already taking evasive maneuvers to get around that car. It's just purely amazing to me that this car, it drives better than the human 100% of the time.
I definitely feel more safe when we're going like through Norfolk and all these interstates with her driving than you driving.
Yeah. Downtown Norfolk, downtown Virginia Beach, you name it, we've done it all. Some have asked us, okay, so you have a few drinks downtown and you go home. You can use full self-drive, right? No, that is still a DUI. You are still supervising. So that is not an option. That is not an option. Sounds great, not an option.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually with the full self-drive, once it comes online, everyone can do it. I'm sure that will be an option. But for right now, no, you will still get a DUI. So in that same vein of full self-driving, it also has intuitive cruise control. What does that mean? Well, so even if you're not in full self-drive, what you can do is you set your cruise control and it does its braking and adjustments for you. If you hit your blinker to go to the left and pass someone on the left, it will pull out and go and pass that car and then maneuver itself back in. Now, it won't follow your map, so it's not, but you still have a certain level of self-driving. It even brakes at stop signs and stoplights. So that's pretty killer for just cruise control alone.
Yeah.
So also within the full self-driving realm, using the Tesla app, you can summon the car. And we had our friends up here and we showed them how it works. We were at Food Line, we came out and we summoned the car. Really kind of wild to see a driverless car come to you and pick you up. Yeah. But it does a good job. It turns its hazard lights on. That way everyone knows, be careful, there's a car backing out. We've even seen people walk behind it. It stops and it gives them plenty of time to clear the way, and it drives right up to you. Some criticism, it's not perfect. I've got a little bit of criticisms for it because if you don't have clear line of sight to GPS, or there's some obstacles or something that it can't quite figure out what's going on, it will be a little herky-jerky, but it also gives you the option to kind of manually do it through the buttons. So, but that's a cool option, especially if it's raining outside and you need the car to come get you or something like that.
Yeah, that's mainly what we'll use it for.
Yeah.
Not just we're too lazy to walk to the car. But we have, just to try it out. But
yeah. Range and taking trips. Again, we did a 430-mile road trip. It was easy. The infrastructure for electric vehicles is coming a long way. Buc-ee's has so many options for Tesla superchargers. It makes it too easy, and the car was very efficient. And you can set it to be as efficient as you want. If you're in hurry mode, you're not going to get, it's just like an ICE car. If you're in hurry mode, you're not going to get the same range as you would get if you're in chill or standard mode. And you just need to know that. But charging, when we were all the way empty, they say it will take 40 minutes. We never experienced a 40-minute charging time.
no.
The cost is minimal. 430-mile trip. It cost us, how much did it cost us?
I think $30.
Like $30 in charging. And we really didn't even have to do that. We didn't know for sure if we were going to have an outlet to charge in when we got to our destination. If we would have known that there was one, you probably could have took $10 off of that charging total.
Yeah.
We've also learned some tips and tricks about parking where, you can drain the battery as much as 3% in an hour if you have Sentry mode on. And then sometimes you want Sentry mode. And we'll get into what Sentry mode is here in a little bit, but there's a lot of different things you can do to save your charge. So, bringing up the Tesla superchargers, that brings something else up, the navigation on the car. So if you put in that you're going to a certain location, it goes ahead and it maps out where all the superchargers are at. There's also another selection, so it has these different places where you can declutter or add to your screen. And so you can add to where other EV chargers are, but they may not be a Tesla brand charger. It also will tell you at each destination how much of a charge you're going to have left. So if you know that you're going to have, let's say we're coming back from somewhere when we've been on a trip, and we know that I've got to go to work in the morning, so I need at least 40% charge to get to work. We can make sure that we have at least that amount of charge on the car when we park. Or maybe we have 20% and we know that we'll gain 20% of charging overnight through our outlet. We can make sure that we set up our trip where in destination we have a certain amount of charge available to us. Home charging through the mobile Tesla charging port. It's her daily driver, so Chas does it more often than not, but it's not difficult.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's not.
And a really cool function is the Bluetooth functionality. There's a button on it, so you just walk up, hit the button, the door flap opens, and you plug it in.
Yeah.
Or you can do something really fun, and you can hit the speaker on the steering wheel and say,
"Open butthole."
That's the one I like to do.
Some people never grow up, though.
Nope, some people don't. I'm Peter Pan. Yeah. So some things that I missed on the interior. The center console has huge amounts of storage available. I mean, it's like, that deep?
Yeah, or more.
Yeah.
I think it goes way down.
Yeah, in the front and the back of it. And there's charging for a USB-C. I think Chastity has about 4 pairs of sunglasses in that thing. A purse, a blow dryer.
No, but it is like the ones where they're like pulling out big Subway sandwiches and like, how could they fit all that in there? There's a lot. A lot of space.
And right above that, there's wireless charging for your phone. And everything works seamlessly through Bluetooth. So Chas's driver settings, when she gets in the driver's side, it automatically sets her seat, steering wheel, mirrors, and everything to her.
Lights.
Yeah, lights.
Everything.
Where she gets her music from, her playlists, everything is integrated. Spotify seamlessly integrates. And it does the same in the back. So in the back, the rear seat passengers, they have their own smaller user interface that they're able to watch YouTube through, Netflix. They're able to play games. Yeah. It's really cool.
Karaoke.
Yeah, karaoke. So that's part of the toy box. So there's actually the karaoke's not. Karaoke is just a feature inside the car, one of the games. So you've got karaoke, you've got Stardew Valley, all kinds of games that you can play. You can draw, you can make music. You have to be the passenger.
Ford makes you have to be in park to do karaoke. We don't.
Yeah.
We can do it going down the road.
Yeah, we can do it. Well, only the passenger can.
Yeah. But that even shows on the screen in the back too. So 5 people all of you in the car can play at the same time.
You got the toy box, which has the light show, whoopee cushion, colorizer, boom box, the tracks, which is where you make the music, romance. There's a sketch pad. You can turn your entire GPS screen into the surface of Mars, which is kind of dumb, but Elon loves Mars, so it is what it is.
We tried it, and
it's weird.
Yes. It's just,
It's just
20 years ago it would have been super cool. But now that there's actual like roads and things, that's not very cool.
There's a jingle all the way mode, which is going to be awesome for Christmas. It turns the car on the user interface into Santa's sleigh. The lights light up Christmas.
It plays it outside of the car too.
Yeah, it plays it through the outside speaker. It's what is it? Run Rudolph.
Run Rudolph.
Yeah, Run Rudolph is what it plays. So one of the things that's very different from an ICE car to this car is the vents and the way you control the vents. So you touch the user interface and you drag up and down to adjust the level side to side. You can also hold it in the middle and split it where it blows out this way. And then you can also have it oscillate just like your fan in the house. Also, split temperature controls, speeds, all those kind of things. You can also control the rear from the front and the back, which is good. But There's some other modes that are in there with your air conditioning, like
Dog mode.
dog mode's really cool. So
Camp mode.
camp mode.
You can take your dogs,
Yeah.
put it on dog mode, keeps the air running, and on the big screen it'll say we're safe. It's whatever 68
It
degrees
gives the actual
in here,
temperature. Yeah.
and our parents are inside. Like whatever, like we're good.
Yeah. So that's really cool. We've actually went camping in the car, and we have a tent that comes off the back. And camp mode, you plug yourself into 50 amps. That way you're continually charging, and it runs the air conditioner while you sleep in the back.
Yeah.
It was super comfortable.
Yeah, camping in June. No, it was May.
May. Camped in May. Yeah. In
And-
North Carolina.
And it was hot,
Yeah.
but it kept it really, really nice. And at night it got cold.
Yeah, the car was cold. The tent was cool. Air conditioning in a tent is a game changer if you're a camping person. The camp mode is a game changer, period. It was almost a selling point for us because we obviously road trip a lot. And being able to camp places instead of getting a room, because we have a mattress that fits in the back of the Model Y, and we have the frunk up front where we can keep our stuff ice cold like a cooler. You know, we don't have kids anymore, and we like being close to each other, so you know what? We'll just camp, and it's
Yeah.
okay. It's fine, you know.
So we got our mattress and we just lay down on our stomachs and watch the big screen, watch our show because we can watch Netflix,
Yeah, just
YouTube,
like at home.
whatever, just like at home.
Yeah,
It was pretty nice.
yeah, it was very, very nice, very nice.
And you can set a fire. Like
Yeah, you can set a fire in camp mode, you know, and it'll
the
crackle
screen,
and everything.
yeah, it looks like a little campfire and you're just laying there. We didn't keep it on that because that's kind of boring for us.
Yeah, it's kind of boring. We just wanted to watch Home Improvement,
Yeah.
which sounds boring too to most. There's also biohazard mode. So in biohazard mode, it makes sure everything's sealed, and then it goes through, everything is filtered. So the example that they gave us was during the California wildfires, a bunch of people were using their Teslas and not having to smell the smoke. In our cases, you go past like a paper mill, or when it's low tide out here, you get a lot of that sulfur smell. You can turn on bio mode and you don't smell any of it. That's a pretty cool feature. Another feature that I forgot to talk about was the automatic windshield wipers. A little bit of a complaint on that. I don't know how the sensors exactly work, but sometimes when you immediately go from like daylight to dark, so if you're going underneath trees and stuff, sometimes the wipers just come on without anything on the
I think it's just
windscreen.
confused, like,
Yeah.
why did it get dark all of a sudden?
But it doesn't do it.
But-
It does it every once in a while. It's not like it's
yeah,
always.
I mean, it's happened like
yeah.
twice.
Yeah. And all you
maybe
got
two
to
or
do,
three
you
times.
turn it off, turn it back on auto, and it's fine.
Well, it usually only goes
But-
one time and
yeah.
stops. But
And it's a little auto wipes the glass a little faster than I would want it to most of the time. So sometimes I go in and adjust it to 1, 2, or 3. You know, these are first world minor problems that you're going to have in any car. But it does have automatic windshield wipers, so it detects when there's rain and it starts running the windshield
Yeah.
wipers. And you clean the windshield, so again, not having very many controls on the steering wheel. There's a steering wheel button and it cleans the windshield. Also, while we're talking about cleaning, there's another situational awareness display, so you can hit the cameras. It'll show the forward, the rear cameras, and the side cameras while you're going down the road. And if your front camera gets a bug or something on it, you can also, it'll clean that front camera. And that's pretty cool.
yeah,
So we talked about when we're camping, and then there's the frunk. So one of the things that they did on this Juniper car is they put a drain plug in the front. So a lot of people were using it as a cooler. We actually did a little mod with some insulation and turned it into a real cooler for about $20. And it works very well. But anyway, you just pour your ice out, open the plug, let it drain out.
and I think
Good
you
to
can
go.
actually buy one that fits, but I think it was like $200.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
wasn't worth it to
No.
us. I think it's styrofoam, or
Yeah, it's like
nothing-
styrofoam. I think it'll actually cool too. I think you can run power to it, and it's kind of like a refrigerator. They have some side refrigerators too, but for us, cooler's fine.
Maybe like you're taking a long trip, but we've
Yeah.
only used it for, to the races or somewhere short.
Yeah.
We don't need it that long.
And speaking of the races, so you've got your boombox mode inside your toy box. You set your chairs up. You got beers in the front, and you tailgate. You're
No,
automatically
you've got-
set up for a tailgate.
You've got waters in the front.
You have beverages up front. We didn't say we were going to drive after.
No, you don't drive after.
That's right. That's right. We talked a little bit about the Tesla app. The Tesla app is fantastic. Right on your phone, and you can do all kinds of things. You can open the charging port, open the front, open the tailgate. You can go ahead and you can start your air conditioning so it's cool. You can vent. So many things on this app you can do.
You can make it fart.
You can make it fart, which is awesome because you put the live camera on and you ambush people and you make the car fart, and that's fun to watch while you're sitting at the bar.
Yes, we do that.
Yeah, we sound like drunks. We do everything from the bar or everything.
I mean, we sit at the bar and watch our car. We like to see if anybody's looking at it. And if you look at it,
That's right.
we make it fart. Or we'd use the microphone and step away from the car.
Yeah, that's another thing. So you can hit that microphone and it's not your voice. I mean, it is your voice, but it puts a over voice on it, and it's like, get away from the car.
Yeah.
It's really creepy and cool.
I sound like a man.
Yeah. And the light show is amazing. So I just wanted to mention that one more time because I'm going to put the video here of the light show so you can see it. Light show, light show, light show, light show. All right, that's enough of that. But so, we've went through our list of things. We've had this car for 1,500 miles. I don't have a bad thing to say about it.
The only thing that I would change, and there might be a way, is during camp mode, we have the tent that goes behind you leave the hatch up, the tent connects, so the trunk stays open the whole time, the whole night. The light for the trunk stays on. We had to put tape over it to cover it up.
Yeah.
So we don't know how to turn that off. We went through everything. If you know how, let us know.
In the comments.
Yeah.
We
would love to know how.
We're ignorant to how to turn that off. We turned off dome lights. We asked the car to turn them off. We couldn't figure that out.
Yeah.
Sometimes in FSD, in full self-driving mode, if you're going down a highway that's not public, if it sees someone on the side of the road, it'll kind of slam the brakes on.
Yeah, like in our subdivision, it does that.
Yeah.
So we kind of turn it off before we get in the subdivision because if anybody's walking their dog, they think that they're walking down the street.
Yeah, so it's just few and far between things like that. So we hope that you enjoyed this video. We hope that this helps you a little bit if you're trying to make a decision to purchase a Tesla Model Y or a Tesla at all. We have loved every minute of having this car. We wouldn't take anything back. It's been great. All the feedback we've gotten from folks has been positive. If there's anything that you want to add to this or that you want to make us aware of, because in previous videos you have, please do. Help us out. We're new EV people and we don't know all this stuff. So we're just giving it to you straight as we learn it. And we're open to advice and we appreciate it.
Yeah.
If you'd like to see more Tesla adventures, just click on the video right there, right up above Chassis' head. Thank you for watching this, and we are out.